What about now? Whoa! That's too loud. I got some feedback happening for some reason. Can you hear me now? It's just bad. It's just bad. Don't know why. What about now? Whoa! That's disgraceful. Maybe it's this. Whoa! See, it's doing this over and over again now. I've turned it down. I might turn that completely off. Now I can lift this up a little bit, hopefully without feedback. Maybe that's going to be better. No, I can get feedback now. Damn you. Hope you can't hear the feedback. Can you hear any feedback? I'm just playing around with the audio levels, that's all. This is disgraceful. So I want the audio to go through that microphone there on the camera and then go through the system, but it's coming into the computer somehow. So let me check this. It might be the browser. So that one. I don't know. I just don't know. The eos-m3. All right, so maybe now that'll work better. That. Yeah, there's about a 30-second delay as well, so I think I've got it sorted now because I can see the VU meter kind of going up and being crazy and doing what it needs to, but there's feedback that creeps in. Damn it. And I don't know why. Oh, it must be this. Is that it? Maybe that. Softly, yeah. I know, because it's feeding back somewhere. I don't know where. I've got that off. Yeah, I know. I've ditched it. So I'm going to leave that there. Output, I can hear myself. Is that from that? Not sure where I can hear that from. Must be from this. I don't know how. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I know how. Alright, I'm going to mute that. And keep that. And then close that. Now we should be good. We should be good now. How is that? Yeah. You can hear me now. And slightly louder I'm hoping as well. Good. My stream goes from excellent quality to really poor quality. It's really weird. No dancing. Maybe you can dance. Send me a video. I'll post it up and include it in here afterwards. I can edit it. And put it in. That'd be good. And have you shaved yet? I've shaved off my moustache and my goatee. I've got a little bit, tiny bit left in case I want to grow it back again. But okay, you have to have dinner. Bye. Oh, an echo. Yeah, I know. I think it's from. I think it's from this. If I turn that completely off, it should just come from that microphone now, and it should all be fine. But I don't know. I have to fault find this. I've got too many sources of input, I think. So that one and that one. Capture 3. This should be from USB digital. That's better. Yeah, I think that's going to work better. QuickTime. Built-in microphone. Yeah, that's good. And this one, don't know why that's there. Mic auxiliary. That's a late dinner, by the way. 8:10. Built-in microphone, browser, audio output, which is fine. USB digital audio. Now we should be fine. I'm going to unmute this. Oh, it was unmuted. John Cleese. I think it's with a C. Should be John Cleese, like that. Now we should be fine. I'm going to unmute this. Oh, it was unmuted. Where'd that go? John Cleese. I think it's with a C. Should be John Cleese, like that. Now we should be fine. Oh, it's unmuted. Okay. John Cleese. I thought you were... my buddy. My buddy James. Nah, I'm not lying down, not jumping up, not doing any strange things. I'm just here doing some testing to see if I can get this live stream to work properly. But nice to talk to you, John Cleese. So where I can hear a bit of feedback. My buddy. Did you change your name? My buddy James. Nah, I'm not lying down, not jumping up, not doing any strange things. I'm just here doing some testing to see if I can get this live stream to work properly. But nice to talk to you, John Cleese. So you change your name? Maybe it's that. Why John Cleese and why with a K and a double E? I thought John Cleese was Clease. It doesn't sound good. I don't like this sound. I want to hear what this sounds like using my headphones. The thing is, I don't know whether I've got that set up. I can't even reach it anyway. I have to use the Bluetooth. So, what's for dinner? Oh, you've gone. Or did you go? No, you're still there. What are you having for dinner, James? And what are you talking about next week? What's next week? Next week I've got to get a job or get 50 million subscribers to get me an income out of YouTube sooner than later. But that ain't going to happen in a hurry. I want to hear what this sounds like. Well, I can hear it. There's no feedback. That's good. Ah. That sounds pretty good. All right, I'm happy with that. Is it coming from that? I'll find out in a little while. Ooh, chips and rice. Yum. So what are you talking about next week? What's happening next week? I'm confused. Doesn't take much to confuse me, by the way. It is. It's coming from that. We've got someone else on the oh, will I dance next week? No, I no dance next week. No. I'm not dancing at all, not online. Too scary. That's the equivalent of putting a green screen behind you. Actually, I dare you to do that, James. Put a green screen behind you in the Ricky and Jimbo RC Cars channel. I like that channel. It's good. Someone else has joined us, but I don't know who it is. So hello, stranger. Alright, I'm going to put this away now. I'll confirm that. Sounds pretty good. I'm happy with that. Oh, that's not connected to anything. I'll plug that in later to recharge it. I'm backing up some files as well at the same time, so let me see what's happening with that. Oh, we're almost done. 22 minutes left. How about you dance, James? Send me on your fancy new phone image of you dancing. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. I got some new equipment that I want to brag about as well. I picked up, whoa, that was a lucky catch. I picked up, is this it? No, where is it? This is it. An HDMI switcher. I can have three HDMI devices plugged into my switcher and switch between HDMI. And then I got this HDMI to 1080p analog converter. So digital to analog converter for audio and visual to plug into my data projector, so I can view things from different sources without having to change and get up and re-cable stuff. So that's cool. That, by the way, was $30, I think. Might have been even $15. Might have been $15 for that. It's got USB power cable, remote control, an infrared sensor for the remote control to work. Doesn't have the HDMI cables, and you don't need the USB power cable unless you're using something where it needs more power, which I haven't come across yet, so it doesn't really need a lot of power. And the streaming is done on this device here. I'm doing a HDMI to USB conversion. When I said to lie down and jump. The worm, I'm not doing the worm. I'm not doing the worm. I'm talking about this now. This HDMI, USB to HDMI, this is very cool. This is what I'm doing this live stream on now. That was $15. 15 bucks. Works very well. Very happy with it. What else is there? Spoke about that. Oh yeah, so I've got 3 HDMI pieces of equipment there to get me streaming and watching video at a reasonable quality. So very happy with all of that. And I spoke about that before. It's good. I'm disappointed with this though. This is the Canon EOS-m 3 with a really good quality 24-105mm EF lens. This is great. It's got in-lens stabilization and autofocus, etc. This I tried to use this as a secondary camera to set up, and with the HDMI switcher have this main camera and then switch on this one to flip around and, you know, change things. But it keeps on turning itself off after about, I don't know, 2 minutes. Can't seem to get it. Since you've been feeling down recently, I've organised a surprise party for you, and I've invited all of my extended family to your place next week. Oh, really? I'm not feeling down, and it's not a surprise anymore. And you'll have to cancel all the invitations to your extended family, and I'm not going to be here next week. It's not going to work. Thanks anyway. Appreciate that. I need to get glasses on. I can't read properly. Oh, I could use this. Here we go. So, thanks, but no thanks. Dislike. Yeah, I got negative 46 minutes on the live timing here. That's kind of weird. It's got to catch up. Let's see if I can. I think I've caught up. Where are you going? I am going away. I'm going to go on my motorbike and go on a camp somewhere. I've got my camping gear ready to go. Plus, I think I've got a job coming up. So what I want to do is get in that camping motorbike holiday before I start my next job. Wow, the quality on this is really fluctuating between really poor and really good. I think because I've got too many things going at once. Let me see if it's finishing this copy. 21 minutes? That's what I said 5 minutes ago. Far out. That's annoying me. See if I can catch up with this video. No. What about you? Are you here? You must be here next week then. I thought you were working, you were really busy or something. Who's Ronald? You got to tell me who Ronald is, James. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's really bad looking at yourself on video, you know that? You know how you used to get a cringe factor when you could hear yourself talk on cassette tape when you recorded yourself? I think it's doubly worse. It's double as bad. It's as bad twice. It's twice as bad when you're looking at yourself on video. Because you get to see and hear as a 55-year-old elderly man. I got asked if I was the owner of a seniors card when I went to the doctors yesterday. How about that? Oh, and I'm learning about the caged system on the guitar. I don't know if you know about that. You probably would. Of all people that I know, I reckon you'd be the one who'd know about the cage system on the guitar. Do you know what I'm talking about? Your cousin Ronald. Wait. No, I thought you were talking about your brother. I don't know your cousin Ronald. Why would Ronald and I go camping together? Is he a motorcycle enthusiast? Is he a YouTuber? Does he do YouTube? I got to tell you just quickly too, I'm really enjoying this streaming setup. This is a really cool idea. Because right now, there are people in other parts of the world, they're awake. And they're listening potentially to what is going on here in real time. So, for example, in New York, they're not awake. It's 6:24. If you look San Francisco, it's even worse, of course, because they're west of New York. So no one's awake. But potentially in... I can't think of where. Maybe... Johannesburg in South Africa, it's 12:25 p.m. yesterday, or earlier today rather, so lunchtime there. It's 6:25 p.m. in Beijing, so they're having dinner. Don't know about London. I was going to see what London is. Not. I've got too many people defined there. I can't tell you about London, but it's 10 hours behind us, I think. You haven't answered me. I can't believe it. You still there? Yeah, you're still there. How come it says there's 3 people? Who's the... There's you and me and there's someone else. Who's that? I wonder who that last person is. How can I see who's there? Ah, participants. Here we go. Harry's Movies and John Cleese. John Cleese.
Why are you calling yourself John Cleese? I don't get that. Why John Cleese? Is that a new channel? Can I look you up? No, so you don't know. The cage system is not about just the major chords. It's about the shape of the major chords, yes, but when you understand the pentatonic scale, the major scale, the minor scale, the the modes, the other relative scales, you basically learn the finger patterns for each scale, and then you can apply that scale to the chord structure up and down the neck. So when you're playing lead guitar, you can choose the appropriate notes between the chords that you're playing in a song to fully express yourself across the entire keyboard, knowing what notes are going to work and which notes will transition from one key to another, one chord structure to another. I thought you would have known this. I can't believe it. It's quite a smart system. It's a good way of being able to know which string and which fret to hit across the entire fretboard. It's really cool. It opens up the entire guitar. I don't believe that. I mean, I'd heard of it before, but I never really investigated it. Now with COVID around, I've got so much time on my hands, no work either, that I listened to a couple of YouTube videos around learning these scales, and then stumbled across the cage system. And man, it's one of those things that's going to take over my interest for a little while. It's really, really interesting. So I'm already able to play lead like you are. That's why I thought you knew about it, because you play lead really well. Well, it's more than the circle of fifths, and it's more than chord progressions. It's literally to do with knowing the scale that you're dealing with, whether it's major, minor, relative, whatever scales you want to talk about, pentatonic, and then knowing which notes are going to work and which ones aren't across the entire fretboard, so you don't hit a bum note. It's really good. Anyway, there you go. I'm a fan. I can't see who the third person is, unless it's the actual account that we're using, like the camera. Why does it say there's 3 concurrent viewers when there's only 2, you and I? I don't get this. That's kind of weird. There's still a lot of this that I just don't understand, unfortunately. Oh, and I picked up one other thing. I've got to show you. I might have shown you already, but I'll show you again. You see that? The iRig keys 25. 25 keys with a volume and octave up, octave down. It's not too bad, but they're weighted keys as well. You can adjust through programming the keyboard using these other keys to get into an edit mode. You can program the velocity, sensitivity, what the functions of the knobs do, all kinds of things. It's great. I picked it up for $60 from a guy in Redford. It's just got one micro USB connection, plugs into an iPad or the Mac or Windows, and I can make any sound out of it. It's just brilliant. I'm having a great time with it. Maybe we should do duo. No, it's called the Caged, C-A-G-E-D. So it's based on the chord structure, chord shape. So C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape, and D shape. So with those C-A-G-E-D 5 chords, you can go up and down the whole neck. But more importantly, those chord structures have got a particular layout of notes on the fretboard. So that's what's the beauty of it. You can transpose all of those notes across the entire fretboard using the different key or chord shapes. So as long as you know the chord shape and therefore the scale for that chord shape on the fretboard, then you can use the different finger patterns on the fretboard to get the notes that you're after across the entire fretboard for any key or any chord. Yeah, so anyway, it's interesting. It's good. I want this freaking copy to finish. Where is this? 17 minutes. This is taking forever. So, I haven't seen any new videos on the Ricky and James RC show. What's going on there? I'm going to check it out now. Yeah, I think you are a bit rusty with it. I'm only learning it now, so I wish I'd learned it a long time ago. The music theory is something that I kind of dabbled with, but I didn't really give it much emphasis. I was more into practicing, I don't know, copying songs and bits of songs and writing poorly as opposed to trying to get into the musical theory. And man, the musical theory, that's why I got this layout explains, or I can grasp it so much more easily, musical theory, using a keyboard where everything's in front of you and you can touch it and feel it. The guitar, it doesn't have the notes broken up like this. They're all semitones. Whereas these, you can see a semitone and a tone and the difference, and therefore it just makes a whole lot more sense to me. I must be a slow learner. I can visualize it much better on a keyboard than I can on the guitar fretboard. So learning the musical theory from the keyboard, then transposing that knowledge to the guitar, I find so much easier than trying to go straight to the guitar. So it's teaching me how to use the keyboard and play the keyboard as well as the guitar. Fantastic. Love it. As well as the drums. Yeah, so now I understand the theory better for keeping the beat. So the bass drum doing beats 1 and 3, and then the snare on whatever other drums you want on either 1, 2, 3, or 4, or in between 1 and 2 and, or 1 and a 2 and a. So really very cool. Love it. So I'm enjoying myself right now. I don't want to go back to work in a lot of ways, but I do for the cash. So it's good and bad. Now I want to check your RC cars. What's going on there? Search Ricky. Whoa, that's wrong. I did the wrong thing. Keep on typing on that when I should be typing on this. Ricky and Jimbo RC. 1 month ago. Man, you got to upload more videos, man. Where are we? You're getting really good views. 74, 39, 42. They're high views. That's good, but you've got to upload more videos. Yeah. When's the next video coming out? I'll tell you one guy that I'm impressed with. That's Looney. Looney's got some big numbers there, but I think he's been going around doing this for a little while now. I've forgotten what his channel's called. physics or something. I don't know. High school physics. High school physics explained. I think that's it. Yeah, so only last week he was on 25,000. Now he's on 31,000. So he's got 228 videos, which is not a lot. So his video quality is very good. Plus, he's got a captive audience. I think high school students will look at all kinds of resources to get help with physics. You're not too sure about the next time you're going to upload a video? You got to get more videos, James. More videos in your channel, you'll explode. It's really cool. I like what you're doing. And you and Ricky, you've got a good thing going. I think I agree with you. You're actually pretty entertaining to watch on YouTube. So I'd just upload more videos as often as you can in the RC space. Yeah. If you did one a week, it won't take long at all for you to get significant numbers. I got a bit of skin there. Yeah, but Looney's doing well. He's been going since 2015 though. So since 2015, he should really have more numbers than that, to be honest. Unless he had a big gap. He wouldn't have started, when's his oldest video? He would have started this like a little while ago, I'm sure. So let's go oldest. Yeah, 4 years ago. Yep. So in 4 years, yeah, he's doing okay, but man, there's a couple of YouTubers which have gone into, one guy is sitting on, I think he's just under 10 million now after 3 years. 10 million after 3 years. Admittedly, it's a camera channel. Peter McKinnon. I stumbled across Peter McKinnon when he just started. I think I stumbled onto him when he was up around 200,000 subscribers. He's got 4.8 million subscribers, almost 5 million. He started in 2010, earlier. So he's been going 10 years. So he must have had a really big break. I don't know. That's weird. Get DaVinci Resolve. It's free. It's a professional grade software. Blackmagic. They're the ones that make DaVinci Resolve. The Blackmagic 4K camera, $2,500, is being talked about and reviewed often here on YouTube. Their software is really, really good. There's a free version you can download, and then there's a paid version, $700. And mate, it is really good software. Free. So I would strongly recommend getting that. It's Windows and Macintosh and Ubuntu, I think, as well. Interesting. I think there's a future for your channel. Seriously, I reckon in like a year to 2 years, you'll get tens of thousands at least subscribers. At least. But if you got to upload every week. That's the only thing I'd say. There's another guy that I've stumbled across out of Europe. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, Paul Davids. He's got 1.8 million subscribers. He's been going since 2009. Whoa. So again, he probably started later as well. But it's a guitarist channel, so there's so many guitar channels out there. You've got to be really good if you're going to get big numbers over a short time. It's interesting. It's very much personality driven, that's for sure. There's another guy here, Kwai W. So he's only got 800. He's got 872,000. He's been going since April 2013. He's a video or a camera channel as well. The camera channels seem to be pretty popular. But who knows? Oh, I've got to jump back on. See what we've got going on here. What is this? We've lost some people. All right, well, on that note, I'm going to continue doing a little bit of testing. Oh, we're almost done. About a minute on my file transfer, then I can do some proper playing around on this. So James, what are you doing on the weekend? You making a video? You doing your RC show? You need to. All right. I've backed up. So I'm going to... Here we go. I didn't know I would do that. That's cool. I'm going to remove a whole lot of old files here. In that, I can see myself talking about 20 seconds ago. I don't know what I'm saying, but it looks intense. We're in July, so I don't get myself confused. I'm going to eject this media disk 4. Why isn't it ejecting? Come on, eject. Force eject. Come on. RC show this weekend. You'll have to upload it. Force eject. Yeah, was ejected. Nice. Alright, I want to pack this up. I've got to transfer files off my Samsung because it fills up too much. July. I don't need docs. I don't need June. Don't need TV shows. I don't need June. I don't need the first. Oh, do I need the 1st of July? Maybe. Yeah, maybe 1st of July. And then in YouTube, I've freed up space on my Samsung. Why are you keeping it under wraps? Your RC show. Don't you want me to film it? You don't want me to film it, do you? You don't want me to video. You don't want me to get my camera and video your cars ripping around. Why is that? Are you afraid I'm going to steal your thunder? Steal your thunder? Is that it? We got there the 33 kilobytes, a couple of megabytes, a few gigabytes. What the hell? What's that for? Videos. YouTube. 6 gigabytes? What the hell? How did I get 6 gigabytes on that? YouTube. There's not 6 gigabytes on YouTube. There's nothing there. What are you talking about? Let me do the... No, it's already empty. That's weird. Alright, I'm going to eject it anyway. Good, got rid of that. Where's what scanner? Oh, scanning my old work negatives recently. Oh yeah, it took up a lot of time, the scanning. You'll have to yeah, I scan as well. I like doing that. It's a good idea. Keep everything backed up, clear, and good. I'm transferring everything to external hard drives because I've got a whole lot of spare ones after the computer guy, and decided I'd reuse those as my backup media. So I must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 external hard drives which I can use for storing videos, which is really cool. Alright, got that. This. Good. I will put all that in there. So, are you scanning negatives? Is that what you said? Yeah, negatives. And then are you going to use... Okay, scan the negatives in... Yeah, then you'll use that in Photoshop or something to make into positives, yeah? I actually came across a couple of negatives yesterday as well. I'm going to make those or input those into the computer when I get some time as well. That'll be interesting. They're from a few years ago now with some old buddies I used to hang out with at St. Peter's. I saw one of those old buddies on the bike track, and definitely lost friendship there. Not good. Not good. But that's life. This is a USB 2 to SATA IDE cable. It's very good. I bought this when I was doing the computer guy work, and it's so good that I kept it. I've got 2 versions of this, but this one seems to work quite well. I'm very happy with it. So I'll keep on using that. Put those over there in fact, and these ones over here. That's good. Oh, I've gone and killed my screen. Damn it. Come back. Where's it gone? Damn. What's happened to it? I think I might have done the battery on it or something. And it's still going live. What the hell? Why is it taking so long? There it is. We're back. Alright, I panicked there for a second. Now, I've got my computer back so I can actually do some experiments with this. What I'm thinking of doing is not much point. What I was going to do, I was going to play around with this HDMI switcher, but the OBS software does what this does anyway. It kind of makes it a little bit redundant for that function, because with the OBS software you kind of line up the video input that you're looking to show on the left, then you slide a fade to black fader across to move the video in preparation for streaming into the stream on the right, and then you keep on repeating that with the other input sources that you have. So that does what this does purport to do anyway. It's more for showing things through the data projector from different sources, so I can use it for that. So I don't have to worry about that. I really wanted to get the EOS-m 3 sorted out so that would stay active or online or working for a longer time than a few minutes at the most. So I'm going to research what's going on there and then fix that up. Get this lens. Why is that not working? Whoa. So I'll look into that. Why does that stay active for like 20 seconds or something? There's someone else there. I don't know who it is. Might be me. So let me see what I can do with that. If I jump over here. Live streaming with Canon EOS-m 3. Cheers, got my tea happening. Charger replacement. Ah, there it is. See, there's a guy who's posted a query about the Canon M3 about doing streaming for a webcam, and this is what I'm experiencing. Is there's another caveat: since you are not actually recording with the camera, but using it like a webcam to stream the video so that something else can display it, the camera thinks it is idle and will likely sleep the image sensor after a few minutes of not being used. I'm unaware of any of the current mirrorless bodies offering this. You can get it in the 7D, 5D, but these aren't mirrorless. I think all the EOS series cameras, most cameras designed primarily for video, will do this. These are cameras designed for still photography and happen to be able to also do a limited amount of video. Not quite the same as having a camera made primarily for video. That's why I'm really enjoying this camcorder over this mirrorless, because the camcorder can do video streaming like we're doing right now. I'm recording it at the same time in two ways: recording it through an SD card, streaming it, and it's being recorded on YouTube at the same time. This I can record, but then when I put it on record, it actually goes into idle mode because I'm doing HDMI streaming, and it still turns itself off even if I'm recording, which is really annoying. So what I need to do is check to see if I can turn the idle time to off or for hours, as opposed to going idle after a few minutes. So I'm just going to see the menu system to see if I can do that. So it'll be like power mode or auto off or something like that. Eco mode. So eco mode is off. Power saving, auto power down is on. So if I turn that to off, display off after 3 minutes. So it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes. If I turn that, yeah, unfortunately it won't let me stop the display mode. So I can't turn the display mode off to off. It always has it on. So 3 minutes is the max. LCD brightness, hints, tips. Alright, I'm going to try that. So if I put, oh, it's going crazy with the autofocus and image stabilization, so I'm going to flick those off. It'll flatten the battery otherwise. Put this into an HDMI connection. HDMI cable. The other annoying thing is the both the Canon camcorder and this EOS use the mini HDMI, so I had to buy an adapter or a special cable for this to work. Alright, so I've got the cable in there. Now, if I leave that up like that, and then hook this up. Now I've only got one HDMI port on the computer, but I've got a secondary HDMI on the monitor here. So what I'll do, I'll leave that running, plug this into HDMI port 2 and monitor it that way. I think you can see what's going on with it, whether it works or not. Alright, so there's that. This is what I love doing, believe it or not. I love stuffing around, faffing around with this stuff to see what I can make it do. So that's already turned itself off. Or probably more importantly, that's now going into the monitor. So if I look at the input, 2, that'll display, should display that, that's good. Turn this on. Yeah, so that's got, can you see it on the monitor? You can. So that's got, so there's my clean HDMI. I set the timer going on this and a countdown timer, say 5 minutes. If it goes beyond 5 minutes, then I think I might have solved the problem, but I think it's not, because it's already turned itself off once. So I think it'll be a matter of time before it turns itself off again, but we'll see. Alright, I will let you go. Maybe on the weekend catch up. Maybe. We'll see. Take it easy. Thanks for the chat. You're still there. Alright. We'll see how we go. I'm going to go to bed soon-ish. So let me know if you want to have a coffee or something. And maybe we'll catch up with JTX and Ricky as well. And I'll do my best to get there. I was just really tired the last time, so I apologise for that. But man, when I'm super tired, I'm really not much fun. And I was super tired that Friday. So I do apologise. I'll weigh up and assess it better next time, so that I won't disappoint anyone. I say I'll catch up on the weekend. You're saying at the weekend. Doesn't really matter, does it? But I was just interested to see how different people use different English language ideas. I had an idea. On the way home today, driving from Campbelltown to pick up some things from JCar, I thought to myself, I'll set up another YouTube channel and call it English, and I will teach people who want to get a better level of English so they can speak English reasonably well, but I'll teach them how to perfect their English so that they can get pass marks in their International English Language Translation Service. I think it's called Testing Service, IELTS. There are a lot of people here in Australia who need to pass the IELTS to be able to stay here, and offering them an English course online with YouTube, I think might be a way forward, because we've got, what, 3 billion people in China and about 1.3 or 1.8 billion people in India. That's like 5 billion people who can't speak English properly. I reckon there'd be a channel there. I'd give it a go. So far that's still just went off then. Bugger. 3 minutes. Damn it. Yeah, 3 minutes. That's when the screen goes blank. Although it's not. Wonder if we did something with the info. I'll try hitting record and see what that does. So we'll go and start the timer there. See what that does. I'm interested to see whether the eos-m3 can be configured slightly differently. I think I've got the latest firmware for it. There's got to be a way, so I'm going to check this URL that I was on. ViSaw and camera connect. Camera connect.
It's pouch time. Time to bring on the jumping, begging, lip-licking, climbing, sniffing, spinning doggy mayhem. Bring on the pouch time effect with new pedigree pouches.
You can turn on camera webcam easily on Windows 10. Please click on Windows Start button. Then please go to settings. Here you have to click on privacy. Now please click on camera. and please allow this. Let
Data being received.
Oh, the recording seems to work. That's good. Oh, bugger. Device. Lonely screen. Alright, so how about using epoch cam? Cool. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to use this to make two inputs. Yeah, look at that. Get that view happening. That's all right. All right, we don't need USB power for this apparently. We can get it off the HDMI, which is noise. Plug in our infrared remote. Then we need a couple of HDMI cables. Oh my god. So this one here. This HDMI will go as the output. Into the capture card. Let's go and transfer that here first. And we've got our remote controller here so that we can swap between 1 and 2. Then we have that input to go this way into input 2.
maybe do that. That might give me audio in here from built-in microphone. Take a little while for that to occur. Let's just give it some time and we will see. I can't tell. I'm assuming we've got audio coming through. We will. Yep. Okay. So all right. So that's giving me the audio from that. So now, if I use the Canon here, all right, so I've got to use the channel 1. Oops, channel 1. Get myself ready. Oh, goodness. It's already jumped across. Interesting. So now I'm going to take that one off. It's annoying that we can't use the audio. You know what I will do? I'll try and get that going again with an external microphone. Over here. So I'm going to try that. So I'll plug him in to the this one here. Go back to 2.
Does that... Whoa. Is that coming from the... internal microphone? Yeah, that's the internal microphone. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Internal. See, the most annoying thing is I can see the camera recording audio, but it won't pass it through to the HDMI output. It just provides video out, not audio out, even though HDMI is both audio and digital. So it's really weird. And I've got to turn the gain down, because if I don't, it feeds back like a crazy man. See, it's feeding back already, so I've got to knock down the audio levels on the microphone on the laptop. Unless I turn speakers off the laptop. Yeah. So if I turn the speakers off, then I can improve the microphone on the laptop. Well, I've got a workaround, but it's not the best. This is sucky. What I'm going to do is just try stopping the recording and then trying the audio again. Yes, Apple fixes everything. I'm gonna
Yeah, it doesn't do it. So it'll do video only, and then I've got to remember every time I use the second camera as an input to use the MacBook microphone with it, but that's terrible. What I could do is this. If I go Canon EOS M3 like this, and then do video capture device, Canon EOS M3, no, not Canon EOS M3, that's going to be USB camera 2, and then audio input will be mic aux, like that. And then if I go audio input capture 3, rename Canon AX10 mic, rename mic, Canon HDMI 1. I should be able to cam that and get myself over there. Done. Canon EOS. Oi. That one. That one. Why is it doing that? Cool. Canon AX10. Should be going live soon with the correct. Yeah, alright. Got to work around. Got to work around. There we go. That should be alright now. Got 4 people there now. What's going on?
I don't know why I'm typing. That will reduce the count if I start dancing. Let me tell you, seriously, reduce it in a massive way. I'll get negative subscribers. All right, I'm happy with that now. I know what to do to get my audio and video from different sources. It's still having a hard time refreshing though on live. I'm just waiting to confirm I've got everything working properly. It's having a hard time. Doesn't like my multi HDMI input, I don't think. It seems to be struggling now. Why is that? Ah, we've still got HD going here. So if I close that, keep that. Man, why is it? Video capture, MacBook mic, Canon browser. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Is it that one? Or that one? Or this one? Damn it. I can't tell. How do I fix that up? Oh, that's my browser. Oh, there. Oy, oy, oy. It's a bit of a worry. The video is buffering. I know, it's really bad. Oops. No. Canon. Let's just close all of those. EOS-3. MacBook's gone. Just the Canon. Error. YouTube is just seeing.